Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm here to talk to Leucrocuta, who you just had the opportunity to see. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah.
Um, so I saw that you made that video. How was the experience of doing that?
Well, how's the experience of doing that? It was great. I got to borrow a camera in the last little while, like a DSLR. And I've been going out on walks and just filming and getting to know a little bit more about videography and video editing and photography in the past little while has been pretty great, and I'm excited to have the chance to make like more media art these days. So yeah.
Yeah, there was a nice like correlation between like I guess like at the realness of the audio and the sort of like meditativeness of the video. Um, so that was really cool. Thanks. Um, Yeah, I guess, do you want to talk a little bit about the location of the video?
I mean, sure. The location of the video. Well, it's mostly along the Rideau River and the Rideau Falls in Ottawa, in so-called Ottawa. On Yeah, we're on Algonquin and Anishinaabe territory here. Um, It's yeah, it's like there are all these paths that go along the rivers here, and a lot of people have been using them for leisure. Um, but I kind of associate them maybe with like a time in my life when I was like a teenager and would also go down those paths a lot. And it's a little bit funny to kind of reconnect with myself, like a past self in that way.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty like liminal or like timeless space in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, timeless. That's like a an interesting way to talk about a river. Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything that's like changed significantly from when you were a teenager and then now moving back here with your girlfriend?
I mean, yeah, I would say it's been like I've lived longer as an adult than as a teen now. So you kind of become a different person, but it is a little bit like if you go back in the same spaces you were at a different point in your life, you like start to have, or maybe like memories or like your, I don't know how to describe it, like you could maybe access parts of your personality that you thought were gone. Um, it's kind of like how you might, with like a member of your family or an old friend, when you get back together with them, you are still kind of that same person that you used to be in the past. It's almost like muscle memory, but maybe it's a muscle you haven't used in a while. So that is kind of surprising, especially when maybe I didn't have the best time as a teenager. So when you feel some of those feelings coming back, it's kind of a surprise.
Um, do you feel like sort of I feel like the video in itself is like pretty transportative. And do you want to speak a bit about this like world you're bringing us into, or maybe taking the world out to us in a sense?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to like really describe it. Uh, I started to get into photography, and maybe I tried to do a little bit of reading about photography, and then I started reading like Susan Sontag's on photography, and in like the first few chapters, she was talking about how cameras are like guns, or maybe they're like, I don't know, phallic or something. But I didn't really agree. Like I thought, oh well, a camera doesn't actually shoot anything. Nothing really comes out of it except maybe the flash. It just sort of like lets light come in. Um, and then gets an impression of something in like a frame. So I kind of like that about it, like just like loving light that can come in. So like when you're taking a photo of something, it isn't really like you're even capturing that thing. It's just the light that's coming in. I don't know if that really answers your question, but
It does in a way.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of wanted to ask also about your classical training and like how that has an influence on your music making now. Um, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably kind of hard to like really know exactly how it influences me. Yeah, I played clarinet for a long time, classical clarinet, and there's a lot I think about like that world and that time in my life. I guess one aspect of it is like practicing. Like I've looked back and thought about like what practicing is and what it does. So I guess it afforded me the ability to like sit alone in a room for a long period of time and and try to like make something. Because if you get used to practicing for yeah, long hours by yourself alone, well, it makes you a little bit strange, but it also it also like it's like a particular type of focus. But in other ways I don't really I sort of like rejected a lot of that. So I'm not so interested in what's on a piece of paper anymore. The like dynamic between like a composer and a performer, I'm not so interested in that. Yeah, so it's kind of like there's still some like things that came with me, but some things that I said goodbye to. Yeah.
Um, do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if you know this group, but they're called Pony House. And they have like a stream on Twitch. And what they do is they take visual artists and they pair them with musicians. And it's kind of like an equal collaboration. And they're having like a little festival right at the beginning of July. And I've been working with Maddie Pillar and Sina Al Kamar. Those are the visual artists on a set.
Finding the difference, I guess, between playing live shows and sort of these like stream shows. And is there anything that you like more about stream shows than live shows or vice versa?
Anything I like. Okay, so yeah, like kind of likes and dislikes of live and streamed shows. Um, well, obviously I miss like seeing people, and there is like a kind of magic to see someone perform. But I guess I really like that I've been afforded the opportunity to make yeah, like more media art, really. That's really exciting, and I'm really excited to see what other people have done and are doing in that direction. Um, it's basically like musicians. Now you're a filmmaker, and it's kind of exciting what people decide to do if like they haven't, for example, trained at all as a filmmaker, or even as a visual artist at all, to see what their decisions are. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the possibility of like exploration on like the internet or like through these like screen interfaces
Yeah.
seems like pretty vast or endless, so to speak.
Yeah. I think it's pretty neat. Yeah.
So we have a question from the chat. Someone
Great.
named Milk says, "What's on your shirt?"
Oh, like this shirt.
Yeah.
Um, well, it's a it's like my sleeping shirt. I like put it on and then I did my hair and I didn't want to mess up my hair, so I kept it on. But it's like a Moog music shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little person and they're playing a synthesizer and they're on their bed and there's like a little cat.
Do
Yeah.
you find that like I guess like a relatable image for yourself?
Yeah, I make a lot of music in bed. Like
Yeah.
like 90% of my music is made in bed, so.
Cool. Um, yeah. So is there a difference between, I guess, the Or where did you move from again?
So I moved from my partner and I. We moved from Toronto to Ottawa um, last August.
Do you like how do you like the difference between the two scenes? Because I feel like they're pretty different.
I really, yeah, I guess I really wish that I knew more about what was going on in Ottawa. It's kind of like we moved here and couldn't go out. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to learning more about it. I actually recently started working for an arts organization out of Ottawa called Debaser. And they put on events. And we had like an online event recently called Peak. That's maybe a little bit, in some ways, a little bit similar to Suoni, but maybe a few different approaches. But so I've met some really cool artists here as well. I mean, I think sometimes what do people say about Ottawa, the city that fun forgot? Um, it's harsh, and I don't entirely know that I agree with it. There's a lot of there. I just in my time here, like coming back here as an adult, I've met a lot of really incredible people doing great things. Does that mean that I know what the whole scene is like yet? Nah, not yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy you have that sort of like in an experience, despite it being through like a cyber space again, like navigating the IRL URL distance, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I actually like the chat. Like I like that feature. You don't really have that at live shows. It's not like you can just, type something and it'll show up next to the stage and people will be like, "Oh yeah, that is true. Or that's funny." So like the chat, that's kind of fun. I like it.
Yeah. Speaking of the chat,
Yeah.
we have another message from MILF. They say, nice to your
Oh,
shirt.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Glad you liked it.
Yeah. Um, so, um, I guess to speak more about you make like a lot of sort of like drony dream like sounds. How do like dreams influence your music making or your art making?
That's a good question. How did dreams influence my music or art making? I I don't know that I always remember my dreams, but I will say that if I have something that's like moving, like emotionally moving, then I do kind of include it in like lyric writing if and when I have lyrics. Um, I mean, I guess I've always been the kind of person to like the like daydream maybe a lot. Um, and writing music sort of just feels like more of that, maybe a little bit more daydreaming. So, yeah.
Cool. Another question I guess I have to ask is like, do you like how do you situate yourself within these like I don't know, I feel like there's like a relationship between like cyberspaces and like sort of like like noise or like drone um sounds which you make and like I'm just trying to think of the right words, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, there's no nothing wrong with taking your time.
um could you I guess like describe or like situate yourself within this like dream-esque liminal-esque space that you create through like sound and video and like its relationship to cyberspaces?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, it's like kind of tricky to like really pin down like why you make music and it kind of changes. But I think maybe like electronic music and cyberspaces, they both afford a certain kind of, I don't want to say escapism. That sounds like that sounds like bad for some reason. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I think it like it allows you to maybe create your own worlds in a way and to sort of yeah, let's use escapism and maybe not judge it. So like create your own worlds and kind of have this escape and be able to kind of like make something by yourself um and explore like timbre and texture and color and light. And then I guess maybe like being online or like I said, I enjoy the chat or being in virtual spaces. There is a kind of like uh escapism and then also like a escape from yourself. You can like be other types of people. I really like doing a lot of like vocal processing, and I like to like extend myself with technology in that way, and it relates to also like gender and and being queer as well. So I'm sorry I'm not necessarily using the clearest. I'm not saying this in the clearest way, but yeah, they're
And
related, like the use of technology and extending yourself and sort of escaping and building your own types of worlds and spaces. Yeah.
cool, thanks. Yeah, I feel like it's difficult to talk about these things or like address these things in a clear way because they're so like misty to say the least.
Yeah.
Like very vast. Um, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just like took a stab at reading the Cyborg Manifesto. I don't know if you've read that by Donna Haraway. Oh, I hope I have something intelligent to say about it and I didn't just bring it up without something to say. But I guess like I in the past year I've done a lot of like virtual service work, um, which is like facilitating other people's like meetings, and being like a tech support type of person. And I guess there was a time when people like being a cyborg was something that would happen in the future, but right now it's just like my everyday kind of boring life. And it's kind of and so yeah, my music is a little bit about that as well.
Um, what what do you mean exactly by like you are a cyborg? Like, um, yeah.
What do I mean? I guess I mean I am like always attached to technology and in a way sometimes the only like forms that people see me through are mediated by those technologies. So in my work, yeah, it's like virtual service work. They don't like see my face. They only maybe sometimes hear my voice. I like type messages to people. Uh like I don't really mean that there's like maybe technology integrated into my body, but there's like no way that I have related to people in the past long while that isn't mediated by technology. So the way that I'm talking to you right now, it's like uh I see this as like kind of cyborgy.
Yeah, I mean we're just pixels on a screen
Yeah.
to each other to everyone that's watching, which is interesting to think about. Um, yeah. So, guess I'm going to ask you some more nonchalant questions if you're down. What was like the most exciting piece of music that you've listened to lately?
The most exciting piece of music that I've listened to lately.
Or
Um
something that's caught in your head?
what's caught in my head? Um well, I guess I was pretty excited about there's this artist out of LA. Her name is Lauren Bosfeld. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Uh but she released an album called Palimpsest and I'm pretty excited about it still. And I guess she makes experimental breakcore. Uh yeah, I really love that album. It's just like such a like like a overwhelming in terms of like stimulation, and it just like comes at you and you feel sort of like powerful and hyped up. when you listen to it. So
That sounds awesome.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Another question. What would your like ideal or dream set be? Like other musicians you'd like to play with?
Other musician. Oh, like who would I love to perform with? Like in a
Yeah,
bill, or like we're all playing together at the same time?
either or.
Either or. Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty tricky, right? Other musicians I would like to play with. Um, I don't know why I'm blanking on the name because they're one of my favorite artists. Maybe it's just being nervous about being interviewed. Uh, Babe, who made the record Unflat? Oh, Gazelle Twin. Gazelle Twin. I was gonna yell at my partner to like remind me. Gazelle Twin. If I could do something with uh with 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 her, that would be pretty incredible.
Sick. We have a question in the chat from Max. So Max says, "Have you found the pandemic online event universe to connect you to people, thoughts, artists, ideas in ways that you hadn't been able to before?" And a second comment from Max, Donna Haraway, heart, love, smiley emoji. Yes.
Okay. Connect me to people, thoughts, artists, ideas in ways that I hadn't been able to before. I mean, like, I think yes, like kind of what I was saying a little bit earlier about how I'm sort of excited that people make like people who might not normally have made media art or like video art um are making it, so that I think has opened a lot of things up and made it kind of, well, I hadn't really thought that much about video art before. and then and then I became more interested in it and excited to see what people are doing. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Video art is a really exciting realm, I guess, so to speak. Um, I think like one nice thing about the pandemic and like everything moving online and these sort of like streamed shows as well is like the possibility for like technology to intervene in like forms of like glitch or crappy internet connection.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I think it adds like a nice little container to the media, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean it's uh, the glitch part is really interesting. Sometimes you get excited during a Zoom call when things start to break down and you're like, oh, that sounds so neat. But what was I gonna say? I mean, it's kind of I think earlier when we were chatting, like before the interview, you said you love TV, and I also love TV. I've realized I've watched a lot of TV, maybe during the pandemic, but there's been a lot of interesting TV, and I don't just mean like whatever's on, cable TV or Netflix, but like everybody's kind of making TV right now, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, this whole like streaming, like independent online broadcasting is like really this is like the third time I've used exciting, but like it is really exciting and like stimulating to like see media in like the hands of people and like in the control of people, and have it be so like accessible to everyone to try, which is, you know, what you're saying about like trying new medias is like, because I guess these like institutional hierarchies are like sort of like flattened out or like lessened a little bit, by everything moving online and everyone doing things from home. It's like, so anyone can do anything from home, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
certain limitations to that because technology and equipment are still needed for a lot of things, but it does like open a lot of doors, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think everything you just said is right. I mean, things are still sort of mediated by like tech platforms, the large tech platforms. And in a way that is a kind of a limitation. It's a little bit like, well, we can all do all these things, but what are like the spaces that we're all in? Um, so I'm excited by the idea of not only like everybody doing like new media, but also um like I've thought a lot about, well, not a lot, but I've tried to think of a little bit about how to be like punk online, like like a DIY show. There's still a space, like somebody still owns the bar, and like liquor sales like still, are important, but there's like a certain way to like be punk in like a like venues. But like how do you be punk on Facebook? Like who controls that space? So I'm interested to see, hopefully people, there could be like new spaces. Like I'm inspired by like teens who like go uninspired by teens, but no, teens who go into like spaces, like kind of old, maybe obsolete websites, and like go in the chats to like talk to each other to like get around firewalls or something. uh like how can you like find like new sort of like websites or like online virtual spaces, that are they're outside of the constraints of larger social media platforms.
Yeah, that it makes me think a lot about there's like this online show, I think it's going on right now, called Site Spiral, and they're talking about like these sort of like webs on the net, and like how there used to be like web spirals almost, and like you could go on a website and it would be someone's page and it would link to another person's page, and like just this sort of like anyone can build a website, and sort of like expressing yourself through code and like through building websites, which is neat to think about, and doing it in like a DIY way, like not a crisp minimalism, so to speak, but like ugly gifs or however you want to say it, and like stuff like that. It's like so um it just makes me really happy to see people doing things like that. Um, yeah.
Have you ever been to you should, if you haven't been to Wendy Carlos's website, it's still like that. There are still websites out there that people like regularly update that are like that. They have the GIFs or like the um I don't know, like the HTML stuff that maybe you learned in like how to do in your computer class in middle school. Like it's just all, a lot of it is still there, and it's fun to check out.
I'm gonna check if there's any more questions in the chat. Um, there is not at the moment. But is there anything else that you'd like to say or speak on?
Anything else I would like to say or speak on? No, no, not really. I just, yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, for playing my video, and I'm looking forward to the other sets tonight. And yeah, also thanks to my partner who always helps me when I have trouble video editing. Yeah, her name is Dot Starkey.
Shout out to Dot Starkey. Thank you so much too for coming on. Your video and music was really lovely. Yeah, and it was so nice talking to you, and getting to know you a little bit more. Yeah, I also hope that you enjoy the rest of the night. The next set is Frosty Valentine at 8:30, and then Punctï will be playing at 9:30. Yeah, so I'll um I'll see you in cyberspace soon, I guess.
See you in cyberspace. Bye.
feeling so low. How I'm looking is what I'm cooking from head to toe. I'm not in a place where I wanna show my face. If you think I'm looking funny, then that is the case. Here we go, and I'm feeling so low. How I'm looking is what I'm cooking from head to toe. I'm not in a place where I wanna show my face. If you think I'm looking funny, then that is the case. I'm not in a place where I wanna show my face. My heart is running one way and my head goes for the chase.
This is a song for the hair on my chinny chin 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 chin. When I take you out, you always come back again, 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 again. This is a song. This is a song for the hair on my chinny chin 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 chin. You're not going anywhere. I let the people stare, 'cause you are really rare. You're like my prickly little prayer. You're like my prickly little prayer. You're not going anywhere. I let the people stare, 'cause you are really rare. You're like my prickly little prayer.
Was it you? Was it you?
Was it you who told me not to cry? Was it you who told me don't be shy? Was it you who told me I'm the one? Was it you who said that I'm no fun? Was it you who broke me down every time? Was it you who told me it's a sign? Was it you who told her she's the one? Was it you who made me come undone? she's the one, she's the one, she's the one, she's the one. I'm tired, but I'm pushing.
Alex again, and I'm here with Frosty Valentine. Frosty, you say on your Bandcamp that you are the baddest bitch in the cartoon industry. Would you like to speak to what you are doing in the cartoon industry?
Okay. It's a lot. I've worked in the cartoon industry for like 3 decades. Okay. I was body doubles for tons of people, seen it all, I've done it all. But I was never in the limelight. Like I never got my shot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's true. So what did I do? Well, I body doubled for Pinky and the Brain. Pinky himself, yeah. I sang. I was like the ghost singer for like the Chipettes,
Okay.
but I never got any credit. Like, did you see my name anywhere? Did you see my name in the credits? No. Yeah. So I had it. That's why I left. That's why I retired.
And how have you found this transition to superstardom? I mean, like, look at you now. You're fabulous.
I know. Thank you. I love it. I love it because now I'm my own boss. People work for me, right? Everyone works for me now. I'm my own, you know, my own everything. I don't have to be in like the shadow of somebody else, somebody taking the credit for all of my work. I love it. And I love like I see all my fans commenting in the chat. I love it. So I can't complain. I'm retired. I'm really old, but I'm just loving it. It's like a new life.
Surprised to hear that you were in the industry for 3 decades. You look so good. You're vibrant.
Thank you. Well, Botox, but thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. You say that you have people working for you. I'm curious, who's your team? Who are these people that are with you today?
Me. My name's Pinky. This is Pinky. I actually rescued Pinky from that movie Lady and what was that movie, honey? Lady and the Tramp? Yeah, Lady and the Tramp. Okay. So Pinky was an extra in Lady and the Tramp. And like they literally paid Pinky like three, that famous spaghetti scene? Okay, so Pinky got paid like those like 3 noodles from that whole spaghetti plate. That was Pinky's payment. So I rescued Pinky, and now Pinky works for me as like one of my kind of backup singers. And then we have Manager Sticky over here. I met Manager Sticky. You probably know this, but I like toured. I had like sold out shows all over all of like the Chuck E. Cheese's, and they were throwing out all of the products. And so I'm just like, hey, you want a job? Like I need a security guard. People are just like all over me. And so I gave him a job and we dated for a bit. But we broke up, which is why he's not talking to me right now. He's not talking, whatever. But he's also my security guard. So we got him, we got Pinky, and then I have another manager named Payaso Perico, and which means parrot clown in Spanish. And he just helps me set up, the stage and stuff like that, and like just gets things organized, gets my hair ready, stuff like that.
I like this like community that you've built around yourself. There seems to be a lot of love in between you and the people you work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of love. I love you. I love you too.
So we're getting a lot of questions in the chat. So I'm going to start. There's one from Jojo Savard that says, how can I work for you? Are you taking applications at the moment?
That's a good question. I think I need to get paid more before I can like pay other people. That's true. But I guess like, send me an email. Let's talk about it. Like, let's talk. I'm getting bigger. Things are happening. Let's talk. Send me an email. Okay.
I'll let them. I'll let them know, and we'll give them your email afterwards. We have another question from Laura D. That says, "Were you in the American Tail series?"
I can't say that. I signed an NDA. I can't tell you. That's a great question. There might be a yes in there. I can't tell you. Sorry.
We'll keep it on the down low. We have Crablord says, "Can you please be my boss?" So another question about you being a fabulous employer.
Yes. Honey, I'm everybody's boss. I'll be your boss.
Crablord also says, "An ex-employee for Charles E. Entertainment Industries, truly a savior, rescued right from the abyss. Can I make Spanish translations of your songs for free? OMG."
Sure, yeah. There's literally like 5 words in every song. They're very repetitive. So it'll be easy. But yeah, of course. Go ahead. Thank you.
And one more comment from Jojo Savard. "Thank you for your public service." I feel like everybody's gravitating
welcome.
towards you. So I wanted to ask, what's you said that you've toured everywhere, all these Chuck E. Cheeses. What's been your favorite show that you've played?
Whew. That's a great question. I'd have to say I really had fun. I mean, we're not talking Chuck E. Cheese here, okay?
Okay.
Chuck E. Cheese is a whole other thing, whole other level. But you can't talk about Chuck E. Cheese unless you were there, kind of thing. You know, there's like a contract. But I played the Harbor French Center like geez, like 2 years ago. I don't know. It was before the pandemic, and for Long Winter, and that was amazing. I mean, the audience was like just so lively, and it was so exciting, and I just loved the energy that I got from that show, and I can't stop thinking about it. So that was my favorite show, honestly.
Sounds great. Yeah, I honestly can't imagine an audience not getting so hyped up for you. Your music is very lively.
Thank you.
So speaking of shows, and your favorite show, your ideal show, if you could perform with anybody, any cartoon celebrity, who would it be?
That's a great question. I have a lot of like enemies in the cartoon world, but who I would love to like collab with would be like the Brat. I'd love to do like an a cappella kind of song with all the Brat. I just like love their vibe. I don't know. I just like them. They're cool, fashion. Yeah.
Maybe in this interview it'll happen, you know?
Yeah, I would love if you're Brats, if you're watching, like any of you, I'd love to collab. Okay, email me.
And the email will be in the chat for those who are following along. We have
Okay,
another
well,
question.
I'll tell you. Okay, yeah, but you don't know my email. You don't know my email.
I off by heart, I do not. I'm so sorry, Frosty.
Yeah, I'll write it in the chat. It's frostyvalentinemusic@gmail.com.
Okay. We have another question from Crablord. Well, we have a statement from Crablord first. "Oh my God, I'll get this bread now." And then Crablord asks, "What are you listening to right now?"
That's a good question. Well, I just finished like listening to the Chipettes like latest album, but that's because I'm actually on it. But I don't really listen to anything else because like I can only understand like really high pitched notes, and that's kind of not a thing in the industry. So yeah, just the Chipettes.
Crablord also asks, have you worked with Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Oh, okay. Okay. I dated Alvin. Like I dated Alvin. Okay, yeah. And I don't like to talk about that in front of my ex, who's like super jealous. He's not even talking to me for like weeks now. But I dated Alvin, and I don't know. I don't even want to talk about him. But yeah, I know who they are. That's for sure. I know him a little too well.
Yeah. I did want to ask, some of your songs seem like they're directed at someone. So I was going to ask if there's a current Mr., Mrs., or Mix Valentine, but I don't want to impede if you're not comfortable discussing this.
A lot of my songs are about Manager Sticky right here.
Ooh.
Which is really funny because like when we were dating, I made a lot of songs about him. And then when we broke up, I made a lot of songs about that. But he still has to like sing backup. So he had to sing backup for like his own breakup songs, which is really funny. Which yeah, now he's looking at me all weird. But yeah, so they were about him, but now I'm actually dating Payaso Perico, which is even more awkward because those songs are about Payaso Perico, and now my ex has to sing backup for those songs. So yeah, I mean, my songs are very personal too. Like they're about people. Okay, what? I'm not talking about you anymore. I won't talk about you. Okay, sorry.
Hey, love and work, it can get a little messy, a little complicated, but I guess if you're together all the time, it's just going to happen.
I know, and like Pinky's in the middle of it all, and I just feel so bad.
Pinky, how are you handling this love triangle?
It just feels like your parents are breaking up all the time, and I don't know. Sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just wish you guys would all get along. Honey, can we not talk about this right now? Like I'm doing an interview. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Thank you.
Who
Anyway,
knows? Maybe a throuple is in the future.
yeah, that'd be great.
All right, we have the chat's just going on. Crablord says, we don't have any Chuck E. Cheese here, but please come to your way. Core says, I love you, Frosty. And Jojo Savard
Oh,
has a very pressing question.
okay.
Would you work with the Kardashians? And if so, which one?
You know what? Like people say that Kim looks like. I've heard that. I don't really pay attention to them. But I don't know. Does she look like me? Like, what do you think?
I think so. I see it in the lips and in the figure. You're very similar.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I've been around for a while. I'm older than Kim. So, I won't say much, but I'll say that. Um, would I work for her? I don't know. She can email me. Tell her, Kim, if you're watching, send me an email. Let's see. Let's collab.
And it's
Yeah.
Frosty Valentine Music at gmail.com.
Yes. That's right. That's exactly it. Thanks.
And okay, Crablord says, if you really like high pitched noise, have you listened to Sophie? Thank you.
Yes, I have heard some of Sophie's songs, and it's really unfortunate he passed.
It's very tragic.
Yeah.
Um, Crablord has another question for you. I feel like Crablord's like your biggest fan. Um, has Payaso Perico gotten a degree from Clown College? Very interested in the quality of your team.
Actually, he's like totally self-taught. He's like a self-taught clown. Yeah, no, he didn't go to college. Um, just kind of figured out how to be a clown and a fool all on his own.
That's
Amazing.
intuition.
Hmm.
Have
A great
you?
question.
Oh yeah. Have you gone to clown college or anywhere?
No, I mean, what's clowny about me, honey? Like, there's nothing clowny going on here. I'm just me, right?
Yeah.
And no, there's no clowning going on
Yeah. No, I didn't
here.
mean any offense.
Not at all.
Just wondering if as well that you were self-taught.
I was born this way.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, you're just so glamorous. I was wondering what your routine was like. How long does it take you to get ready?
Whew, takes me honestly like years to get ready. Like I only go outside like once every 3 years
Mm-hmm.
because like it literally takes me so long to put it on and then just so long to wash it off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a full 3 years to do the primer, the makeup, the glitter, the eyelashes, the fluffiness, everything. And then it takes me like 5 liters of like makeup remover to get it all off. So it's just, yeah, 3 years about, more or less. It's true.
That's very impressive. And, you
Hmm.
know, we are so honored to have you here on one of these once every 3 year outings.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it literally, I mean, you had to send me an email. Didn't you send me an email like over 3 years ago, right?
We've been
And I was like,
for a
okay, yeah,
while.
3 years ago, you sent me an email. It
Mhm.
took me 3 years to be here today. It's wild.
Thank you again. We have a message from Core. They say, "You're better than Kim." A fact.
Thank you. I mean, you said it. You said it. I didn't say it. But I guess, obviously, I mean, I've been around for decades. Like, I'm literally like 400 years old, okay? I'm not trying to date myself here, but I'm like over 400 years old, okay? So I was here before the first Alvin and the Chipmunk song. Like, I literally inspired the whole Alvin and the Chipmunk era. So I've just been here forever.
You're like the original cartoon.
Yeah, I'm exactly. And that's why all of my workers are like robotic because they can't outage me then. Because otherwise they go through a retirement and then they ask for a pension and stuff like that. It just can't work. So they have to also be kind of like they have to live on forever like me. It's true. I mean, this one is still a puppy, and I literally adopted them from Lady and the Tramp. Like that, I mean, that originally came out in like the 40s or 50s, right? Sorry, I won't say your age. Sorry.
Question for Pinky. What do you do to keep such fabulous, luscious hair?
Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. I love your hair too. So
Oh,
nice.
thank you. The question was actually from Crab Lord. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, what do I do? I guess I don't know. Just like like Dr. Bromner soap. I really
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that soap, and it really just kind of cleans out everything, and it's kind of like a cool soap. I like the packaging. Yeah, that's what I use.
You read
Thank
the.
you.
Oh, we'll pass your thanks along.
Oh, oh, oh no, have I read the whole bottle? No. Have
It's
you?
a. I did once in the bath. It's definitely like a whole. It's an experience to go through.
Oh,
We have
It's been a
another.
long bath.
I like to soak.
Me too.
We have another question for you, Pinky. This one's coming from Core. Why are you always on Frosty's arm?
Oh, it's a long story. I'm kind of lazy. I also kind of like identify as a bird, so I like to like sit on the arm. I don't know, it's just kind of cool. And I like to be close to Frosty, just like for snugglies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just like to be close and like, and then when I'm singing, like I'm so small that people can't really see me, like if I'm on the ground. So I kind of come up so that I can like also people can look at me because like I like to be looked at. That's why.
I the care that you two have for each other. It's really incredible to see this,
Thank
especially
you.
for
Yeah,
famous, you know?
especially after what?
Oh, from someone so famous, I feel like a lot of celebrities are they can be like cold or self-centered, and you're just such a giver and still so fabulous.
Thank you. It's true. I'm super humble. Like I have like no ego at all. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean like the love that you have for a dog when you rescue it is like no other, right? It's just I can't explain it. And it was just so sad to see Pinky eat the three noodles from the spaghetti. And I honestly I hate seeing a picture of like that spaghetti plate because it just makes me so mad. Like nobody knows that Pinky only had three noodles on that plate. And sorry, yeah, I'm just ranting. But yeah, I just love Pinky a lot. Everyone actually loves Pinky. People scream on stage. Really, it's true, honey. Okay, it's a little true. It's true. And that's okay, honey. It's okay to be loved. Okay? It's okay to be appreciated. And it's okay to love yourself and accept that people love you, okay? Okay. I love you, sweetie.
What's I mean, like three noodles is not a lot of food, but what's Pinky eating these days? What's your favorite meal?
Um, well, okay, Pinky, what's your favorite meal? I love yams. I really love yams, like sweet potatoes. I love quinoa, tahini, hummus. Um, what else do you like, honey? Kale. I like kale. And I don't know. Sometimes I like to have craft beer. Shh, you're not supposed to tell anybody, but no, Pinky does not drink alcohol. Okay, I don't drink any alcohol. Yeah, just healthy food for the Pinky.
Pinky sounds like a health god.
It's true. I like to go around like the health food stores and like touch all of the lamps, like the cool like stone lamps and like salt lamps, stuff like that. I like to do like healthy stuff like that and like look at like YouTube tutorials for like health, stuff like that. Yeah, I like to stay in like shape like that.
You all so good and youthful at your age.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Okay, honey, just accept the compliment. Just accept.
We have another question from Crablord. Frosty, given that you've been around for 400 years, what do you think of the rise and popularity of cheddar cheese, and has it influenced your music? Thank you.
That's a great question. Um, whoa, that's like an impactful question. Okay. I love my absolute favorite is actually white aged cheddar cheese. That's my favorite. Like Whoa, like at least 3 years old. Okay. But my question for you, Crab Lord, or for any of my fans watching, is have you ever tried like 400-year-old aged white cheddar? Have you ever tried that? You you have like a nibble and you literally blow out of the room. Like it's just so strong. Anyway, sorry for the rant. Does cheese influence my music? Duh. I live for cheese. Like I absolutely live for cheese. Okay? Thank you for seeing me.
We see you and we hear you and we respect your love for cheddar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Frosty, do you have any upcoming projects or anything?
I do. I'm actually performing on Saturday. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I'm performing for a Pride event in Toronto called Dykes in the Basement.
Mm.
Well, it's called like Dykes in the Basement Come to My Window. And it's essentially kind of like a socially distant sort of thing. And so it's my friend Roxanne Luchuk. She's doing projections from the inside of a building, and which is really cool. They're like an amazing video artist. And then there's going to be a performer named Caleb doing a performance, myself, and there's also a DJ. And so yeah, that's on Saturday. But it's Friday and Saturday the event, and there's also artwork by a lot of amazing painters, and one of them is a friend of mine named Lisa Crescenzo. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome event, and I think I go on. I'm going to be performing from the building itself, so you would be like on the street, and I'm going to be performing at around, I think, 10 o'clock. So all of us are performing. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Okay, sorry. They're also performing. Everybody. Okay, even you, even though you're mad. Now you're not looking at me. Now you're not going to look at me. Right now that we're okay. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging. Yes. Okay, so we're all going to be performing on Saturday. So you're welcome. If you're in Toronto, you're welcome to come. Yeah, you're welcome to come, everybody.
Where in Toronto will it be showcased?
Oh, sorry. Why didn't you tell me? I forgot to mention that. Oh, you're so annoying. It's gonna be okay. It's on Dundas West, like Dundas and Dufferin. There's a gallery bar called Crybaby Gallery, and then on top of that, there's floors above that are also open to the public that belongs to another gallery, and they have like really awesome artwork to check out. So it's yeah. So if you look up Crybaby Gallery, Toronto, Dundas West, that's where it is.
Very awesome. Hopefully, our viewers from Toronto will be there. Unfortunately, too far to see it myself.
Aww, that's too bad.
We have another question we have two questions from Crablord. On a more serious note, I love the dragons in your music and videos. Are they a big part of your identity?
That's a very deep question. I do have dragons. I have inner dragons. We all do. So, yes, thank you for noticing and like airing it out on live television. Yeah, I have some ugly dragons and some good ones, and I let them out in the video. It's true. See that.
And the second question is, do you like Toronto-based musician Astra?
Do I? I absolutely love Astra. It's true. I actually like to. I kind of sound like Astra. That's a good job, honey. Yeah, I absolutely love Astra. I've loved Astra for years. I mean, total like brilliant and talented. Me too. I love her.
We'll have to check her out sometime. Um, Frosty, it was more than a pleasure to talk to you and to be introduced to your crew. And Pinky, you are fabulous and amazing as well. Do you have any last words before we wrap up this interview?
I just want to say thank you, Alex. You're an incredible interviewer. They should give you a gigantic raise. You're doing an amazing job. I really appreciate you. And thank you to all of my fans who hung out in the chat and all your rude words that you were typing in there. I saw that. Me too, I saw that. And yeah, thank you to the festival for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm like it was 3 years preparing for this, but I'm happy to be here and I'm about to like take it all off and go to bed for another 3 years.
Thank you so much again. I wish you the best with your nighttime routine. Sounds like a lot. And you know, your music makes people feel spicy. That's all we can do, you know. Oh, we have one
Great
more comment from
compliment.
Jojo Savard, actually, just a last minute one. Alex is genius, and so are you, Frosty. Thank you, Jojo.
Oh yes, it's true. Alex, you're really awesome.
Thank
This is
you.
the best. This is the first interview I've ever done, but this is the best.
It's an honor to be your first. Well,
Thank you.
Frosty, I shall bid you adieu until next time in 3 years when we meet again.
Yes. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Alex. Bye.
Welcome to Punctï Enterprises. Here we value integrity, professionalism, and hard work. We ensure that your clients are seen as products and disregarded with the same mental capacity as tools to further your own personal wealth. Our team and clients are a family. Applause. Thank you. Let's get started, shall we? Mondays, hey? Any plans for the weekend? Let's do this. All right, let's get to work, shall we, people? Oh, are we working hard or hardly working? Working hard or hardly working? Working for a music conglomerate could kind of seem weird sometimes because it's just like a modern day overflowing river of crappy music. And some may ask, why try? I say,
Why try?
why not?
Why try?
Why not?
Why try?
Why not?
Why try?
Why not?
Cause no one cares what you do out there. No one cares about you. You.
Why try?
Why not?
Why try?
Why not?
Why try?
Why not?
Why try?
Why try? You don't. I crack myself up sometimes, So I guess we are on a deadline, so we should get back to work. All right. My, it's time for a coffee break and a word from our sponsors.
When I drive my car, I don't just drive it, I absolutely live it. Changing lanes isn't a chore, the work of art. I kiss my car, give it gas, hear it roar from its pistons. My car loves me back. We dance on the open road, through valleys, mountain passes, bedrock, and pure black as night asphalt. We cut through sunlight, moonlight, stardust, and atmosphere. We park on cliff drops and look out over the roaring seas. I lay it down gently in an empty parking lot, and I fuck it. As you can see, I have no ordinary relationship with my car, and our experiences, they've bonded us as though we fell together into a bucket of glue. My car is made all 100% leather and steel, and when I'm away on business, I write to it, and I send it pictures of rusty cars, and I imagine my car laughing and shining because I washed it every single day. Subaru.
I like my Subaru. I like my Subaru. It's a really good car. They don't pay us. Just kidding. Let's get to work. I want to complain, but we have another word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Robert, owner of Popolo Sandwiches on 8th Street. My wife and I opened up the shop 40 years ago, and right now I'm offering 3 tasty Bobo's signature sandwiches. Ham, cheese, and the original Bobo's plain sandwiches. My wife and my kids all agree Bobo's does the trick, especially when you're hungry. So come on and try one of my ham, cheese, or original Bobo plain sandwiches, and if you don't like it, I'll make you a little deal. Come on in, 8th Street. Mistakenly killed someone? Barnett and May have you covered, because we know that murder isn't allowed, and committing a kill could ruin your life. Don't let your life be ruined by murder. Call now and save yourself a headache.
Man, I hate working. It's so stupid. Like, I don't even get anything from this. I'm not actually part of this family. They just tell me that so that I stick around. This office is pretty pricey since the tech bros moved in. If we trash the place, do you want to go for beers later? All right. Okay, they do care more about private property than our livelihood, so let's go. Let's fucking do it. Oh my God. What? Let's get out of here. You ready? Just got to get my stuff here. Oh my God. Let's get some of this stuff. That stuff. Went the wrong way. I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. 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 What?
Hello, everybody at home. I'm back. It's Alex again. But this time, I'm interviewing Punctï.
Hi, I'm Punctï, aka Laura Bardsley.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. I just watched the performance and it was not live, unfortunately, because it was too well done, I think. But it was really funny. I didn't expect it to be that funny, and I wish I had made it longer because it was pretty entertaining.
I agree. It was really good.
Not to pat
It's
myself
like,
on the back.
pardon?
I said not to brag for anything. It was
Oh,
good.
no, give yourself some more of those, slap them on. Um,
Applause.
wanted to say, it was very much like the best office worker musical I've seen.
That's a great way of putting it. I'm always like, I'm a distant worker, blah. It's way better.
Yeah, I thought the car, the Subaru ad was really funny. Very queer coded. Loved it.
Yeah. It was kind of hilarious too. I just had a collaborator named Jordan Minkoff, aka Dr. Cool. He does a lot of music videos and stuff. But he and I decided to do an album of advertisements. And we had never, so it's really actually useful. I use them in a lot of things. I wish I had more advertisements that I had made, but not, unfortunately, haven't done it yet.
Oh, perhaps in the future.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more for those at home who don't know about Punctï and
Sure.
what's the project of? Well, sorry, what the project is about?
It is where I just want to apologize to everyone. I'm just looking on the computer now, but I'm in portrait view. I'm a millennial, so I'm just gonna put that out there. The project Punctï is where I made an album a month with a different collaborator for like 4 years and 2 months, I think. I actually just stopped doing it as like a monthly thing. It became a little bit too much to try and continue on, but so far I've made 50 albums, like 50. So all of the songs that you heard are different tracks from different collaborations with people, or just me diddling around by myself.
I have so many questions about the way you're working, but I guess I'm going to start with this. You have collaborated with so many people. What's the process like, and what's your favorite part about it?
The process is really simple. I have 3 rules. I won't go into them because I'm not going to give out all my trade secrets. But it's trying to limit you and trying to make it so that you don't kind of rely on the musical tricks that you have been for so long. Or you don't rely on the stuff that you usually do. Trying to put you past your comfort zone to a place where you like aren't worried about making mistakes, and just you kind of just produce and see what comes out and like challenge yourself to make it different or better or whatnot. And each album is made like in a 4 to 6 hour period, usually just one session. Me with the person in real life is the best, but I've also done ones remotely where we send tracks to each other. And then I take like another 4 hour session or so to master it and mix it, kind of make it, kind of more digestible. Yeah.
It's like pretty incredible that you managed to do one a month and like kept that motivation for 50 months. It's pretty
Yeah.
significant. I feel like there's like a tie-in with labor throughout all these things, and I wanted to speak on that.
Yeah, I did. Thank you for picking up on that. It's the motif that I didn't realize until right now is really, really consistent throughout the whole thing. It's just labor. Of like, I don't know where I got the office worker idea. I just had never worked in an office, and I guess I just like complaining about late stage capitalism and like stupid jobs that don't really do anything, where we have to, do all this labor for like nothing, and the labor is kind of like obsolete in a sense too. It's really alienating. And then also in the sense of labor, like the albums are supposed to be not really labor intensive at all. It's supposed to be just like fun and like bada bing, bada boom, it's out. So, and I always use childhood photos of people for the covers because I think it's really cute. I get to see their photos. I usually have to talk to their moms. Works out.
It's like a labor of love, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite album?
No. I have like a lot of different ones that I really like. Each one, like there's one called 3. That's the 3rd one I did, and I really like it because it's so much different from all the other ones, and all like they are all very different from one another. Like some of them will be like kind of folky, some of them will be almost like ambient, some of them will be classic rock, some of them will be punk, like some of them will be super electronic, like I don't even know, like drum and bass and stuff. But 3 is really cool because it's like a podcast. Like I had 2 friends come to Poisson Noir, an old jam space that I recorded at, and I recorded us just like hanging out and talking and like flushing the toilet in the washroom and just hanging out in there. And then over top of it, I put recordings of another friend's dreams that she had recorded like just after waking up. And it's just like kind of more electroacoustic, but not in like an alienating the listener kind of way. I feel like it's really inviting and like really fun. Like I feel like I've been told that I felt like you were hanging out with friends when you listened to it. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I think you're working with a lot of like relatable and like accessible things, terms, sounds, you know? It's easy to enter into.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'm glad. Just yeah. They're all like I've recorded a lot of weird stuff. I've recorded trying to break a Nalgene bottle. It's on album 11, where we tried with a concrete block to break a Nalgene bottle for like half an hour. I didn't put the whole recording on there though, which is really hard. We couldn't break it. It's really hard to break one. I put my phone in a freezer before and then hit while it was playing a track, but also recording that track, and then I like hit the outside of the freezer. It's a lot of silly stuff. It's about having fun. It's what this project is really with the whole recording on there though, which is really
It
hard.
like
You can
comes
break it. It's
through
really hard to break
too.
one. I put my hook.
We have some questions from the chat.
Oh yeah. Chat.
Jojo Savard says, "What kind of Subaru do you drive? I drive Forester."
That is a good thing. I remember this I don't know how PG this live stream is, but I used to play a driving game where you would put anal in front of most car names, and it was really funny. So Anal Forester is very entertaining to me, Jody Savan. But I don't actually. I have a car in Calgary, and it is a Toyota Camry, I think. So I don't have a Subaru. It was a failed ad campaign. They were really into it, but then the CEO just had a change of heart, and so just kept it for myself.
I mean, you could always like get a piece of duct tape or something and write Subaru, put it over where it says Toyota, and then you got a Subaru Camry. It works out.
I saw a vanity plate that said like SOO, like B, like Boo-Roo. It's like Subaru. That.
I'm going to take another question from the chat. Laura D says, "Who did you enjoy collaborating with the most?" Which I guess
I don't like to pick favorites, but I do have a friend who's named Laura D. It's not that Laura D, who's right over there. And I enjoyed collaborating with her a lot. But thank you, Laura D. Hopefully last name is not Donahue, because that's crazy if it is. You have a doppelganger name. I don't know. I can't pick a favorite. They've all been really fun, and I've really enjoyed the ones I've made myself too. It's just kind of, it's different moods. I don't have like a favorite group or band or genre. It's kind of just like what I'm feeling.
chat question. Peter asked, "Do you identify with any political movements?"
Political movements. I would say that I'm definitely like a democratic socialist, if not like a little bit of an anarchist too, but in like not the way that's super extreme. I believe that everybody should have a like universal basic income. I believe that all healthcare and like dental care and everything should be free. Social services would be free. In an ideal world, even like food and lodging would be free. And people can just, live and follow their artistic passions and not have to worry about capitalism making them feel like shit. But it's just, I don't know what that fits into. It's not centered, that's for sure.
It sounds like a super awesome world to live in.
Yeah, here's hoping. Oh, and then wars aren't wars, but they're just like nations just get together and they have really powerful computers play chess against one another. Like that's it. Really want that.
That's how we get to world peace. Chess.
Yeah, just chess. It's supposed to mirror war anyway. Just take it right back.
We have a comment from Scabby. I fully came on to say that once I just threw a Nalgene onto the ground to punctuate a dramatic story and it exploded. Sorry,
No, I'm excited. Keep going. That's amazing.
And then they say, so maybe you weren't trying hard enough.
I threw concrete blocks at it, and it was like on tiles that were already. I put like a concrete block, and I threw it down. Like maybe they just like threw it at like the perfect angle to find like the Achilles heel of an Nalgene, and it just like crumbled. But I applaud them. I admire them for that because that's something I've never done. I would fail that, and never have I ever.
Myself am a Nalgene fan, and I do have to say the quality from older Nalgenes is like much better than the ones they're currently manufacturing, and also the 500 milliliter, like the half-liter ones, do not hold up. Like I dropped one once with a crack.
The one that I was trying to break was I'm guessing it was a scratch. I would say older version that was a later version. It was just at the jam space, and we just found it and decided to try and break it for fun. Yeah. Oh, that was Lord Donahue. I just got informed that the Nalgene I was trying to break with Piper Curtis for about half an hour was Lord Donahue's. Did you ever hit it back?
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine, everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry about the scratches on that. I picked up. You didn't have your name on. Oh, man. But thank you, Scabby. Thank you. And also, congratulations for breaking.
So we have one more comment from Jojo Savard. Toyota Camry equals Subaru passing. Love.
I have no words. I'll see you on the streets, Jojo.
So you did say that you were ending Punctï after 50 albums. I wanted to ask, is this like a permanent end, and how are you feeling about this?
It's kind of bittersweet, but like I'm moving right now. I'm going from Quebec back to Alberta, where I'm from originally. Although I say that I'm from Quebec because I'm an asshole artist who tried to use the big city. Now I'm going to go home and use the city I'm actually from. But I just got overwhelmed, and I realized that it wasn't fun anymore. It's not to say I'll never do it again, but I just kind of dread it. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. You know, it became more of a chore than a fun thing, and the whole thing is about fun. So I was like, I'm my own boss. I always joke that it's Punctï Enterprises, and that I will call for a raise, but I'm the boss. I'm the only person that works there. I can cancel it at any time.
CEO, the secretary, all in one.
Yeah, I'm the CFO, the secretary, the lawyer, the HR department. Not accounting though. That's Mariana, as you saw in the video. She was really good.
Did you have? Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, my friend Mariana was in the performance that everybody just saw as the office worker who was not me and not being crazy. Probably way funnier than me too. Those looks were amazing.
I think you played off each other well. You know.
Thank you. I think so too.
Say hi.
Yeah, this is here. Oh my God! Look who just walked into my house.
Oh my God!
Who told me wasn't an act? She told me
I'm not allowed to smile.
she's not an actress. She's actually so good.
Say bye.
Oh my God, she's leaving already. She's going. I don't know what happened. She's walking out the door. Bye.
Bye.
What's she trying to say?
What a special surprise appearance from a
Yeah.
star.
Celebrity appearance.
I wanted to ask, what was your what was your initial inspiration for the project, or like your biggest inspiration for this project?
I kind of forgot about it. Well, no, I didn't forget. Okay, what happened is that I went on a weird date with someone who I thought it was a date, but they didn't think it was a date. And I brought them like a single flower. It was on Valentine's Day, and I kind of like felt really like, was like, oh, I misinterpreted this. And so I left the bar, and I just got really drunk by myself, and I had this 4-track app on my phone, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a whole album tonight, just in my jam space. And then I did, and I was like, I should do this every month. And I should collaborate with people and have it so that it's like 4 hours, because that was fun. And that's pretty much how it was. And I was like, I wonder how long I could do this for. And it was 50 months.
I really love this origin story. Do you remember which bar it was?
Yeah, Casa del Popolo.
She
She brought her roommate and her friend, and they had gotten together earlier, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is not a date. Arguably, it's awkward to ask someone out on a date on Valentine's Day as a first date, so like, I get it.
it could go both ways, like it could be like a super romantic like
Yeah.
bud or a misinterpretation.
Yeah, or I could have been missing out on a threesome. I just didn't know what was going to happen, but it wasn't time.
So we have no more questions in the chat. I just wanted to ask you, is there anything that you are looking forward to at the moment?
I'm kind of looking forward to getting back into like listening to music, which sounds really silly. Like I'm not doing Punctï, I don't have anything to plug. But like I'm just like I haven't really listened to music, and I was kind of feeling like really like annoyed one day, and like recently, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to Joy Division. I haven't listened to them in like 5 years, and I was like, oh man, I love music. I totally forgot to listen to music. I've just been too busy making music, and like I even had a summer where I exclusively listened to Punctï, like exclusively listened to music that I had made, which was okay, but like it's nice to hear what other people do. So I don't know if that makes me a narcissist or healthily confident. You be the judge.
Like healthy confident, but like also what you're consuming is inevitably going to like impact what you're making. So like if you just like want to like really get into the process, like really get into yourself, like immersing yourself in your creations will generate yourself, maybe, like
Maybe. Yeah. I've always just wondered if there was somebody that only listened to the music that they made for their entire life, like would that wouldn't be any less valid than people listening to music. It was just like kind of an interesting thought experiment, I guess. Okay.
Oh, we have some comments and questions now from Jojo Savard again. Mariana was awesome, both equally very funny. And we have a question for Laura Donahue.
I think that she might be coming in the door. I think I did something.
Is it from her or for?
Is it for her or from her?
It's for her.
A Subaru. You better answer that.
I think that you need to come here and answer that question.
I don't think it was like, hi. Everybody.
Laura, not you. Another Laura.
Yeah, I drive a Subaru Yaris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it's a special class of Subaru. Y3. And 10. Yeah.
I love the Subaru pride that we have in this moment.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, vomit. Yeah. Oh man. Marianne was about to die. She's laughing so hard. She's on the ground now. Oh, thanks.
Also, I have another comment from Stu Loud.
My God.
I think.
Hi, Dad.
Oh.
Hey, Stu.
Oh. He says, "I think music is your genes, Laura."
What did you say?
Oh, he says, "I think music is in your genes, Laura."
Yeah, well, actually, I think that my aunt on my dad's side was really good. She's like the only non-musical person. No, I definitely have it in my genes. I can't ski though. He can ski. I can't do that. It's really hard. Can't even snowboard. So, but thanks, Dad. I love you.
Yeah, I just want to ask if you have any last words or parting thoughts before we wrap up?
I would say just be nice to each other, and I love you all, and everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. And remember to have fun and smell flowers because they're alive right now. They smell so good. So do that and play some sports and I don't know, run. Just get up there.
Sports, flowers, fun, being
Yeah.
nice.
Sports,
fun.
flowers. I actually have that tattooed on my back. Sports, flowers, flowers. Play nice or it'll
Yeah.
have my
Play nice.
There was
trip
a lot.
Dance, dance.
Oh, thank you so much, Alex. What a blast.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for coming in and playing a show and chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. It was great. Great time.
Well, I'll see you on the field.
Yeah, I'll see you in the field. Sports.
Sports.
Okay,
All
bye.
right, everybody. Oh, see ya.
Okay.